Hello there, this is David Chapa for Gestalt IT. And today I'm joined with Shafali from VMware SD-WAN Product Marketing. Shafali, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you, David. I'm glad to be here.
So I want to talk to you a little bit about some of the things we've been seeing around this pandemic. And, you know, there's been a lot of changes and a lot of flux going around with customers. I'm interested in what VMware is doing, especially around the network point of view to help customers during this pandemic.
So talking about the impact of pandemic, since everyone has to work from home, they're definitely going to face many challenges, especially when it comes to professional work. So because we're talking about, the network connectivity is something that has to be really robust. We can't really afford to say, oh, my network broke. Oh, my network connectivity is bad. Or my calls are dropping. I can't see you. Or, my video call suddenly drops. I'm talking to a customer and there you go, boom, it's gone, right? You can't afford to have that. And because when you have those kind of things, the productivity is impacted, right? And if the productivity is impacted, then everything goes south. That's one of the key things that happens. And on top of that, security also becomes another concern because you need to have security between the company as well as your employees who are working from home, right? Be it any industry, be it any segment. So that's what it is. And when we talk about the network connectivity issue, which I had raised, it could be, it's not just the bandwidth congestion that we're talking about here, but we are also talking about, things like packet loss or the jitter kind of problems that you face where, you don't have clarity and all. These all come into play. And also the other reason as to why these problems would be there is because it's no longer just one individual is working from home, it's the entire family which is working from home. You and your spouse or your friend, you're working from home. So different usage, utilization of bandwidth. Then you have your child, everything is virtual school, right? So all these eat away bandwidth. So these are all the different challenges, that today's employees or customers in general are facing and would be going through. Now, having said this, your second question as to what is VMware really doing in this space? So from a VMware point of view, especially when you look into networking and the kind of challenges that I mentioned to you just now, they're all in the space of WAN. It's all in the worldwide space, right? So when we are talking over there, you need a solution which you can't afford to have some kind of an infrastructure over there. Because the moment you're talking about infrastructure and hardware, your cost goes up. And then again, at the same time, there's no guarantee of what you want from that individual who's working, working from home. So thereby, this is where VMware SD-WAN by VeloCloud solution comes into play. So the problems, it has a feature called as dynamic multipath optimization, DMPO. That is an excellent feature that really helps the customer in providing you with the best optimized network connectivity, which also assures you with the application and assurance and the performance that the customer is looking for, right? And when we talk about the assurance, it makes sure that your productivity does not go down because your applications are always up. Your calls are not falling. Your video calls are not falling. They're all fine, right? Now, this kind of reminded me with a quick example of MD Anderson. I just wanted to give you this example to show the criticality of the situation. So everyone knows about MD Anderson. They're the largest US customer cancer center with almost about 4,700 sites. Thanks to the pandemic, even the doctors got impacted. They have to work from home, especially things like that of people like that of teleradiologists. Even they got impacted, so they had to work from home, hence the name teleradiologist, right? So now in order to help them, you cannot afford to have all kinds of challenges that I just mentioned, with respect to network connectivity, security, and all that. And security becomes all the more important here because we're talking about privacy of the patients, right? All these issues were just kind of exacerbated for the customer. What they did was when they deployed VMware SD-WAN, there's actually a small quote which I would like to say as to what the physician from the company said, from the hospital said was, the VMware SD-WAN solution is a godsend. Now that means something. That's how the customer is really looking for a secure and an optimized network solution. I don't think there's any better example that you can give as compared to such a big unit, kind of letting you know how important network optimization and security is.
So VMware SD-WAN is not only about a secure network access into your cloud resources, but it's also about a guaranteed bandwidth for your applications. So you can work from anywhere. Is that right?
True, but in bandwidth, it is the application assurance, because just getting the bandwidth is not sufficient, right? Because you can have all the bandwidth, but you can also have all the disturbances of the networking that you usually have with the jitter and the packet losses. So that doesn't help either. So it is the compilation of solving all these problems. That's where this comes into play, and that's why it's very helpful.
Fantastic. Thank you for clarifying that.
Or
I want to thank you very much for joining me today. Can the viewers find any more information on Twitter or website about VMware SD-WAN?
Yeah, sure. You can always visit our VMware SD-WAN by VeloCloud solution information on the velocloud.com website. We've got tons of information over there, not just overview or data sheets or the regular presentations or anything like that, but you could find anything, right from customer use cases to customer testimonials and also some additional analyst papers, like also things like, the total economic impact papers that you have from different analysts like Forrester and all, they're all there. So yeah, please visit us and you'll find it great there.
Terrific. Well, thank you again. Once again, my name is David Chapa for Gestalt IT, and you can find me on Twitter at David Chapa. Very, very simple. Thanks again for joining us.